Hi everyone, my name's Colin Sloane. I am a quality improvement lead working with the Yorkshire and Humber Dementia and Older People's Mental Health Clinical Network. I'm going to talk to you briefly in this short video about some delirium resources that we've produced as part of a nationally funded project we did with the West Yorkshire and Harrogate Health and Care Partnership, which are one of the 3 ICSs we have in Yorkshire and Humber. And there are 3 elements of resources that we have produced as part of that project, which I'll talk about today. The first one is some e-learning, the second is some printed resources, and the third is some films, delirium dramas that we produce as part of this project. So the first thing to talk about is our e-learning training, which we developed as part of this project. And this is a tier 1 online learning session. It sits on the e-learning for health platform. We worked very closely with e-learning for health colleagues, Health Education England, and also Krish and his team as well, because within our e-learning we have incorporated the What is Delirium animation that Krish and his team put together a couple of years ago, and he kindly agreed for us to include that within our e-learning. So the tier 1 session lasts for about 30 to 40 minutes, and it starts off with a pre-learning quiz to try and get a feeling for where people are with their current awareness of delirium. It then goes on to play the What is Delirium animation that Krish and his team put together, and it's structured in a way where you watch a clip and then there comes a few questions afterwards, and with multiple choice answers, and you go through the session in that way. When you've done the first bit, there are a couple of other films which are 2 of our delirium dramas, which I'll talk about a little bit later, are incorporated into the e-learning. And same thing again, you watch a clip of the film, it pauses for a bit, you answer a couple of questions, just to try and consolidate your learning as you go through the session. And then it completes by you do the same pre-learning quiz post-learning. You take the same questions again, and the idea is that there'll be a bit of a reflection on your pre-learning score and your post-learning score. And then finally at the end, the good thing is that you get a nice certificate. You can pop your name on the certificate, and you can either keep that electronically or you can print it out. The e-learning was put together with lots of input from service users. So we got some, we had a task and finish group which was made up of a mixture of health and social care professionals, patients and carers, people who were supporting people living with dementia, and people who had experience of supporting people with delirium. So we had a range of input to the e-learning, and equally with the other resources that I'm going to talk about as well. So the link to the e-learning is on screen, and at the end, on the final bit of the talk, I'll show you the web address where all of these resources sit, and that's the website for West Yorkshire and Harrogate Health and Care Partnership. And these are all free. They're all free of charge, and the e-learning, lots of health and social care professionals use the portal anyway, so many of you may have an account, and you can follow that link, or you can search for Raising Awareness of Delirium, and it's in the e-learning for health catalogue. For people who may not have an account, and in particular, we wanted to make this open access for carers of people living with dementia. You don't need to sign in, log in, and get into an account. You can actually follow that link that you see on the screen there, and that will allow you to play the session without having log in and without logging into your account. However, we encourage you to log in if you have an account, because in terms of counting how many people have done the session, for the people who don't set up an account and log in, we don't capture their numbers. So we only capture the numbers of people who log in. So that's the e-learning. The second part of the resources then that we developed are called Think Delirium resources, and there are 5 things that we put together. And one is a general poster, a charter poster, a leaflet, a prompt card, and a business card. These are all, again, were all developed as part of this Task and Finish group that oversaw this project, and they were basically designed to try and raise more awareness. And the idea was that posters would go up in all kinds of healthcare settings, in hospitals, in GP surgeries, in community spaces, in care homes, anywhere where there is a potential, option to raise awareness, basically, and business cards and prompt cards to be left out on tables, and leaflets given to people, patients and their carers, and people in dementia, and just getting these resources out as far and wide as possible. It's fair to say that COVID has played a bit of a role in throwing a bit of a spanner into the works for this, because right at the point where we went into lockdown, we just had these resources printed, and we were just delivering them out to CCGs, to GP surgeries, to care homes, to domiciliary care teams, to community health care teams. We had a range of, we did a huge delivery out to across Yorkshire and across West Yorkshire and Harrogate. And unfortunately, because we at that point we went into lockdown, a lot of the materials didn't get distributed onwards from the delivery point. So that was a shame. However, they are all available electronically, and they're all up on our website. And again, you'll see the link to the website at the end of the slide, and they're up there in PDF form, and they're free. Anybody can access them and download them and send them out, and we encourage everybody to do that. Okay, the final thing then is the Delirium Drama. So with some of the funding that we received from the national team, we got a company to work with us to actually film some delirium dramas, and we have a local consultant geriatrician, Dr. Rachel Holt, who had written some delirium dramas a couple of years prior to us starting this project. And Rachel had written 5 scenarios of people experiencing real delirium. Now we brought in this filming company, and we worked together with Rachel and the steering group, and we diluted the 5 films into 4 Two of those films are filmed in the acute care setting. One of them is in a care home and one's in a domiciliary care setting, which is a chap who lives in sheltered housing. And they are, the two of the films are incorporated into our e-learning package, so you can see a couple of them in there. And the other two are, all four of them sit on our website, and the link to them is there for everybody to access. The two that are not used in the e-learning can be used. We suggest on our website that they're used by skilled facilitators who will be able to play those films and will be able to tease out the necessary learning from those films. But please do go and have a look, and please do use them. They, you know, they're there for everybody to use. That there is our website. It's the West Yorkshire and Harrogate Health and Care Partnership website, and we have a Raising Awareness of Delirium page on there that has the links to everything I've just spoken about. And yes, please do visit, and please do use these resources and share them onwards and widely. Please do. And thank you for listening.